Welcome back to the Daily Bollocks. Today, we are not here to make accusations. We are simply going to look at raw data. We are pulling the broadcast data, the exact quotes from Richard Inman during the Terror in London Again stream, and placing them next to the medical timeline, the standard clinical recovery protocols for major abdominal surgery. We lay out the timelines side by side. You reach your own undeniable conclusion. Let us start with the broadcast data. Inman introduces a story about a loyal viewer named John. He sets the timeline perfectly, stating that about 2 weeks ago, John had an emergency operation to have a stoma bag put in. Inman tells his audience that John was sent home and told by doctors he had terminal bowel cancer with only 2 months to live. This brings us to day 14, the Sunday intervention and the miracle claim. Inman visits John. The ritual, he anointed him with oil. The claim, Inman tells his audience that you could feel the tangible presence of God in that room. Then he reads a message from John live on air, stating, "Richard blessed me and I feel saved." And then comes the clout. He immediately uses this to build his own profile, bragging to his co-host, "There is something happening, Paul, there is something in the atmosphere." Now, let us look at the medical timeline for the exact procedure Inman described. When a patient with advanced bowel cancer undergoes an emergency operation to have a stoma bag fitted, it is standard palliative care to relieve a severe, agonising bowel obstruction. The immediate aftermath of this surgery involves intense post-operative pain. However, as the surgical wounds heal over the following 1 to 2 weeks, the excruciating pain caused by the original bowel obstruction completely subsides. The patient experiences a massive natural wave of physical relief. When we overlay the two timelines, the reality becomes clear. A man undergoes emergency palliative surgery to relieve an agonising blockage. Exactly 2 weeks later, the precise medical window when the intense surgical pain naturally begins to clear, Richard Inman walks into his house, performs a ritual and claims that the sudden relief the man is feeling is the tangible presence of God. But to understand the true nature of this operation, we have to look at what Inman confessed earlier in the exact same broadcast. Before this Sunday visit, John was in terrible pain and looking to buy pain relief device advertised on Paul Thorpe's channel. This leads to the ultimate deception, monopolising the natural biology. First, the warning to avoid quacks. Inman isolates his viewer from financial competitors offering pain relief, explicitly warning John against those who exploit suffering for profit. Then comes the exploitation to claim the miracle. Inman waits for the exact biological window when emergency surgical pain naturally subsides, performs a ritual and broadcasts to thousands that his presence caused the relief. He warned a dying man to avoid quacks trying to exploit his pain for profit, only to step in and offer his own brand of spiritual snake oil. He hijacked a terminal cancer patient's post-operative surgical relief and branded it as his own divine miracle to boost his channel's engagement. The timeline proves the deception, the medical science destroys his narrative, and the grift is caught dead to rights. If you refuse to let these grifters weaponise faith for clicks and cash, hit subscribe, drop a comment and stay tuned to the Daily Bollocks.